the horrors that lurk beneath the trapdoor. For there is always something down there, in the dark, waiting to come out.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Randy Crafts. I told you I'd be back, and lo and behold, here I am with what I think is the best thing I've made. I don't want to big up too much, but for me personally, I don't know how I'm going to top this. I really don't. It's sitting here. Watch and see. Crafting, I am finding more and more is becoming. It's 3D printing, and it's laser cutting, and it's this equipment, and it's that equipment, and it's expensive. Let's not turn crafting, handicrafts into fucking golf, you know? Let's not have to break the bank to make some cool stuff. So that is why I'm using cheap and affordable items, supplies, equipment. Also, I don't want to spend a lot of money on this, you know? So yeah, some cheap clay, time, patience. This is what I got. How did I make it? That's what this video is. Please watch it, enjoy it, comment down below if you liked it, what you thought of it, or skip to the end. It doesn't really matter. I've shown you it now anyway, look. There you go. That's what I make. There's again. If you want to watch me make it, stay tuned. If you don't, fuck off.
Supervisor announcement, show at the customer service, please. Thank you.
Full disclosure, because I feel we should be honest with one another, and I didn't just use clay, I used some card here as well. But the clay, look at the bright, beautiful colours of the clay, perfect for the trap door, and black as well. But that's important too. I get the clay, I roll up in little blobs, and I stick the blobs onto the card, and that gives me an idea of the shape that I need, rather than just blindly sticking clay all over the place. Let's speed through this. Because this is just, I'm getting blobs, I stick the blobs on. In fact, faster, let's just magic, boom, magic, boom, magic, boom. Oh, there we go, look at that. Beautiful, nice and covered. Now let's roll it out flat, because I want it to be a kind of uniform surface, not completely flat. I like those little grooves, I need those for later. I will come to that in just a little while. I get the black clay. Like I said, I need the black clay. The black clay is important. I roll it out nice and thin, like this little thread. And then with the thread, I get the clay thread and I lay it on him with a powder editing. Boom! Look at that. Oh, see, this is the moment. This is the point where I go, geez, this might actually work. Yeah, I've got the space for the trapdoor, I've got the space for the stairs at the back, and then the wall will connect on there as well. But I need a wall, so I better make a wall. There we go. I made a wall. And I made a trapdoor as well. Look at that. Ooh, exciting. The wall is just basically the ground, just repeated, but vertical. So yeah, it's just the ground, the blobs, the coloured blobs, smoosh them down flat, roll out the thin thread of clay, weave the clay between the gaps. It's the same thing. This is an interesting bit. What I want to do is I want to take this time to thank my viewer for creating burner accounts to comment on my last video, and I want to shout out to Crispy82, Pahuta, God's gift to YouTube, and Terrain by Aaron, whose account must have been hacked, because not only did he comment, but he also subscribed. And who else subscribed? Kev Maid and William Erland. So thank you very much. Cracking effort from those burner accounts. Thank you to the viewer for putting in all the effort. Like, subscribe, comment. If you're another viewer, I've got the one. He just watches it loads and loads of times, creates lots of different accounts to make it seem like there's people paying attention to this. Look at that. Roll this out all nice and flat. Look at this. This is lovely. once I put it in the oven, try and give it a bit of shape so it should fit together. Spoiler, it doesn't. It's a fucking disaster. But anyway, I put it in the oven, I take it off of the card. Once I do that, I kind of realise it's a little bit on the loose, the flimsy side. It's not the sturdiest, because it is still cheap clay. So I took more of that cheap clay and I bulked it out by adding a little base there. I stick in a bit of tin foil so I don't waste too much clay. This is where the platform and the steps are gonna go, and there's the back that fits perfectly on the back. No, it doesn't. It's a fucking shit show. And here you see I harnessed the power of the sun to light this next bit of the video. Oh jeez. Yeah, what I'm doing, you can't see, but I'm smooshing clay all in around about the edges. I'm creating more structural integrity to the backside that you can't see. Round on the front, on the platform, I'm smooshing in those little balls of clay, just like I did for all the other surfaces, and then I roll over, smoothing it down, not completely smooth, and then filling in gaps and a bit of structural integrity on the inside. And now look at that beautiful lining that's been added, marrying it all together. It's wonderful. And now I'm just adding what I think are the finishing touches. At this time, I believe, are the finishing touches to the base, and that is the steps that lead up to the little platform. It's all starting to, it's really taking shape. It's coming together, all the sum of its parts, so to speak. You know, it went from an idea to, will this work, to now I'm thinking, wait, this might work. It's looking good. Here it is in some better lighting. And it's looking, and oh, there's a little bit of Boney there as well. The first character has been added.
Go running together across the swamps, me and you.
I just want to take a little break from the making of this, just to talk about, I suppose, why or what got me involved in, what would you say, crafting, yeah, but in this instance, specifically, making things out of clay, little things out of clay. I'm a child of the 80s, grew up in the 80s. Capitalism was rife, and so the toy aisles were bulging. You know, you had Transformers, you had He-Man, you had Thundercats, you had Ghostbusters, you had so many. There was so many toys out there. But, you know, couldn't afford all the toys. Wanted all the toys, couldn't afford all the toys. My favourite toy as a kid was plasticine, because with the plasticine I could make my own thing. I could make the toys that didn't exist. You know, if there was something I liked, I could make it and I could play with it. I might not play with the little clay figures anymore. That passion and that love for making them is still there. I made lots of cool stuff because there was lots of cool stuff I was into. Wrestlers like Hulk Hogan, superheroes like Batman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Star Wars, Star Trek, Judge Dredd, awesome! And this is Pyra from Shining in the Darkness, which was a Sega Mega Drive game that I really loved. I did this recently. I made the three of them, but she's the only one that survived. And even then, she's looking a bit grubby on the back. I think I might actually revisit Shining in the Darkness. That's a little bit about what got me involved in this. But now, let's get back to the build. It's detailing. I love this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be making up a whole load of wood. And to do that, I'm smooshing all these little threads. Look at the speed there. The trapdoor had clutter everywhere. You know, it was messy. Burke's kitchen was messy. Everywhere, all the back corridors and rooms and store cupboards and all these things had clutter everywhere. It's probably one of the reasons that I loved it when I was a kid, because it looked messy, you know, it looked lived in, it looked old and grubby, and it had worms and it had slime and it had monsters and it had all this stuff, made out of plasticine as well, which I thought was great, you know, which was brilliant. I'm making a little sack here, which is just, I don't know, it doesn't stand out. There's not reference from it, and I'm just thinking of things that I can put a little sack full of logs there, and a little baggie, and now the star of the show, back! Woo, yeah!
Deep within this dank and uninviting place lives Burke. Hello!
The absolute legend is back, and now, so I make his body, rolling it out, getting it nice and smooth. I made these feet, which I'm sure I professionally filmed, making these intricate little, fuck's sake, man. What are you, oh, there it is, no, it'd be, I thought we saw a bit of it. Zoom in. Nope. Absolute fucking disaster. Hopefully I did a better job of filming the hands. Oh, look, I actually did. There they are. So, well, I'm glad that I've actually captured the footage of me making the hands. It's still just making hands. Pretty rudimentary ones. It's not the most exciting. Look, here's another hand, which is just the same as the first hand, but opposite, because it's the other hand on the other arm. There we go. I've got arms, and I smooshed the arms on the body. I love the fact that the characters in Trapdoor so easy to make out of clay. It's just little smooshy shapes that you just keep smooshing all together, and I throw him onto the tray, and he's in for a bake. Good job. I wasn't happy with these exposed holes. It just looked shit. So I wanted to cover them up. So I took some more of that cheap, the £1 clay. It's shit, by the way. It's no use for anything but backing. I kind of did the same thing as what I did with the floor and the wall and all this smooshing in. It's meant to be dark at the back, so there's no light. I did the little lining thing all around about the edge. I'm going to speed this up so you can actually see it happen in, well, not real time, but sped up time. It's slightly laborious, but it's so worthwhile. Just taking the time, adding these little details. It's simple. There's Han Solo. Oh, with no head and no hand. Smoosh this onto the back. It covers up the hole just nicely. It just works well. There, look at that. That's much better. So now that I've done that hole, I better do the other hole. Hey, that's what... no, never mind. Anyway, let's get some more editing because this is boring as fuck. Hey, look at that. Easy fucking peasy. Roll it out with a little roller. Smoosh it onto the back. As much as I'm happy with the result, this is... it's just more of the same. I want to make a sign. I want to make the Trapdoor logo. There it is. Look at it. Beautiful. So I'm going to do it by taking these different gradients of red, smooshing them together, rolling them out so it's kind of nice and smooth. Take a cheap clay, bulk it out a little bit, roll it out, pattern in, scrape in the word trap. Surround it with a black outline. Just a little black noodle of clay, little white dots in the middle, just little bits of detailing. It all just, it's the devil's in the detail. Just spend a little bit of time, put a little bit of effort into the detail, and you get good results. I'm happy with the results. There's door, just as good as trap. There's trap and door. By this point, I'm as happy as a dog with two dicks, because it's coming together so well. I want more characters, so I made Rog, and I know what you're all screaming. Where's his fucking legs?
I can't find your fucking legs. I can't find your legs.
But it's fine, he doesn't need legs, because he's just peeking out of this door over a little nosy to see what's going on. What's he spying? What's he seeing when he's peeking? Is it his big mouth? Nah, but he's lurking. And now there's struts. I'll use the struts to put the Trapdoor logo on. And holy shit, it is starting to look pretty fucking decent. But one more character. There's a fucking Splund who was terrifying as a child. He sounded like something out of the Evil Dead. I made worms. Oh, I made loads of worms. And I put the worms everywhere, all over the place. And as everybody knows, once you place the worms, it's all over and done. So yeah, I've only gone and fucking finished it. Hey! I'm happy. I'm so happy with how this has turned out. I'm afraid to say maybe I peaked, but I don't know if I'll be able to do anything as good as this again. But I'm going to keep trying. I've got a few ideas. I've got lots of ideas. Doing this with a certain regularity to get videos and things like that out. That's a commitment. If you like this video, then show it by liking it. The little button that says like. If you go, I like that, like it, that would be awesome. Comment down below. I love a little bit of interaction, a little bit of feedback, a little bit of commentary, some ideas. Feed me with your ideas. I have lots of ideas, but I appreciate yours. Subscribe if you like what I'm doing. I want to keep doing this and I want to do it regularly. The incentive is the subscribers. I would love to see my subscribers slip up into the triple digits. That would be amazing. That would be wonderful. Find me across the socials, well, I say across the socials. On Instagram, I put stuff on Instagram. Facebook's a little bit on the toxic side, so to speak. I don't know. It's very negative. It's just a lot of AI shit. Yeah, Instagram, YouTube. This is where I'm going to be putting. This is the videos. This is where the meal is. This is where the meat, and the potatoes, and the vegetables, and all the accoutrements. Maybe a little wafer thin mint at the end. Sustenance, crafting sustenance. I don't know. I'm talking shit. But please, don't let that put you off. I like this. I hope you like this. If you did, let me know. And please, stay tuned for some glamour shots of a sort. And, yeah, I will see you next time for some more Randy Crafts.